Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's another kind of silent sort of video. This is just going to be part 4. This is the final part. This is really quick. This is just going to be a quick overview. Okay, so back in our code here, we have outputted our XY, our world XY, which we're able to interpret and save. We want to do the exact same thing for the pixel XY. So we need this little bit of code here. Convert world coordinates into pixel coordinates. So we take this bit of code here, we copy it, and I paste it right below the world XY, the pixel XY, and I paste it into here. Alright? Then what I do is I set the output channel 3, channel 4, pixel X, pixel Y. Exactly the same thing that I had to do for the XY, world XY, pixel XY. Then I run each, because each point has a pixel XY. So if you're doing 10 coordinates, you need to have 10 pixel XYs in order to print and handle it. In this case, we have 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I use our on-off switch because this is our controller basically for the whole map, right? It registers the pixel XY and then it brings it back in. We reread those numbers and put them back into the LUA script. Okay? Channels 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is them here. XA, YA, XB, YB. We need this to draw the lines from X1 to X2, from Y1 to Y2. That's what we need. So then down here at the bottom in the onDraw function, first we have our point, our dot on the map, and then we have the line connecting to each dot. X1, B1, Y1, Y2, whatever. Okay? So I'll just quickly go over how this is going to look. There's nothing more really to connect. I mean, this is pretty much it. After this, you just connect this to the autopilot, and then you can switch, which is what I was basically going to do. So then we turn it on, right? And we turn on our waypoint system. Here, let's see. Let's turn this to 10. Okay, and let's say we're going to fly here, and then we're going to fly here, and then we're going to fly here, and then we're going to fly here. So this is our pattern. That's pretty cool. And then, of course, you can add more waypoints. You know, we can expand on this and add more waypoints, but that's it. So then these are our 4 outputs. And then what we can do is we can take those 4 outputs, we can put them through switches, and then we have the distance, which comes from, see our ETA there? We have our distance, which comes from the GPS, and then when we get close, in this case I have it set to 5, but we could have it set to, I think it's meters. So we can have, which threshold is it? It's this threshold here, right? This could be set to 500 if we were flying, let's say. And then what it'll do is it'll output a channel, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. We can output that to, I mean, I don't know if I want to do this internally, 1, 2, 3, 4, or if I want to do this externally. So we could say this would be a number output, and what's this one going to be? I don't know. Destination A, destination B, destination C, destination D. Sure. DSTA number output DSTB. This one here number output DSTC. This one here number output DSTD. A, B, C, and D. And those are here. This is B, C, D, and A. All right. A, B, C, and D. And then we need a switch. Right, we need a switch. Oh my goodness. I wonder if I'm going to need 2 of those. So basically, anyways, basically all that'll do is that'll take these right here, our world XY coordinates, and we can switch between them. Yeah, so I'm going to need to copy and paste that. We'll need 2 sets, and this will be the first set, X and Y. The second set, X and Y. The third set, X and Y. And the fourth set, X and Y. There we go. On and on. And it goes on, and it just gets more and more complicated as we build this thing. Because we still, now what we have to do is we have to take this and we have to combine it with the radar, and then we have to combine it with the astronomy sensor so we can use it in space. So I don't know, it's gonna be interesting trying to get all this together. Output 1, output 2, output 3. No, that doesn't make any sense, actually. That doesn't make any sense. But basically, we can switch the X, Y. We would need 2. It's just this here. I could just switch it on here. I don't know why I did that. This one here. This one here. This one here. And this one here. So once it hits each number, it's going to output that XY, XY. So then we should do, that's the on value. That's totally different. This is a totally different system. We need out X, Y, A, B, C, and D. So I need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I think I can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Holy. I guess it doesn't matter, does it? It didn't disconnect anything, did it? No. Alright, so number, output, XA, number, output, YA. Alright, number, output, XB, number, output, LYB, and then we say number, output, XC, number, output, YC, and then number, output, A, B, C, and then XD, and then number, output, XC. No. YDXE. That's where my brain is at. A and Y. Holy cow. XA and YA, XB and YB, XC and YC, XD and YD. Okay, so those would be our outputs. What's that here? XA and YA, okay. XB and YB. C and it's going to go X and Y, right? X and Y. XY, XY, XY. All right. That's the first group. Holy moly. And this is the second group here. Holy moly. This is the third group here. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I guess we'll do something. We're gonna do something with these numbers. We're gonna still do something because we'll need that on the radar side. We're still gonna need these parts. Okay, so that is that. Then I can update into here. Okay, then I just need a keyboard, a keypad. This is going to be our XY input. And then we need a switch and a switch. So the GPS. X and Y, and then our, where does it get our target GPS from? I'm so confused now. Oh my goodness. I think that's this here. Holy moly, 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 moly. What's this? Input. X and Y. Okay, that's our first one. Okay. And then B, C, and D. Okay, so it just runs off the first X and Y. So the first value. All right, so we can switch that between the GPS, which can be our off value, and between this, which can be our on value. Now I'd like the outputs from here. 1, 2, waypoint 1, waypoint 2, waypoint 3, and waypoint 4. So we need one more. I can't really, but we need one more output. And this is going to be an output, and this is going to be switch chords. And that is also going to be. Is that every time it fires, it's going to give us a constant signal? Does that matter? I should pulse it from here. This I'm going to have to test out. That's why I'm building this whole thing on this small little boat. I'm going to take a little boat into the ocean, and I'm going to plug in the route, and we're going to see if all this actually works. So now I'm just trying to figure out how I can attach it to the GPS so it steers the rudder. So basically what I want to do is I want to read these custom X and Y's into these switches, and then I want to be able to switch through. So I actually need 4 sets of switches. So probably what I should do is get a second blank microcontroller, and in here I'm going to need the 8 inputs. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we need 1, 2, 3, 4 number outputs. And this will be a number, and this will be XA. This will be a number, and this will be YA. And this will be a number, and this will be XB. And this will have to be a number, and this will be YB. And then this can be a number, and this can be XC. And this can be a number, and this can be YC. And then this is a number, and this will be XD, and then this is a number, and this will be YD. And this will be our output. GPS X, and this is going to be our So I don't think I'll need these two. I think what I can do now, oh, bear with me while I sort this out. X, Y, X, A, Y, A, X, B, Y, B, X, C. So this goes out. Let's zoom in on this and see what we're looking at here. So A, B, C, and D. So these are all our inputs coming in, and these are our two outputs. So now all I can do is separate them and use the switches, and that'll work. And then what is going to be we need an input for the switch. And that's going to be the distance coming in from, once we hit our distance target, it's going to switch our GPS course. And that's the easiest way to fit this in with the autopilot. That's the easiest way to switch that in. So now we need these switch boxes. 2, 3. Just wasn't enough room in the other one to do it, and then as simple as that, these are the on values. Simple as that. So this doesn't matter, all these can go on at the same time. Can all these go on at the same time, or can't they all go on at the same time? No, we're going to need... What I should do is read this counter. Oh, this is getting complicated and confusing. I should be reading this counter here. It's this output that we're getting. So I guess every time it gets close, it gives me that output. And then what that's going to do is what exactly? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. Just trying to switch the GPS. So that takes all those and it merges it into two outputs. But one value, like maybe the first value should be off, and then this value should be on. Let's see. What's going on here? Really? My keyboard's acting up. Let me drag. Alright, anyways, I'm not too sure what's going on here. So we have our on value, we have our off value, and then this would go to our off value. And then that means this would have to go to our on value. But still, where do we get the, oh, you know what we need the outputs from? You know what we need the outputs from? Silly me, silly me. 2, 3, 4. Right. This is going to be A, this is going to be B, this is going to be C, and this is going to be D. And we're going to update that, and then in here, well, I hope I have the room. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we have to get that signal. We have to get this. I could send it out as a composite, maybe. We're not using this. Clear routes, switch chords, route B, and autopilot. Let's get rid of that. Let's see. Route B. What is that? Switch chords, clear routes, and is it the autopilot? What's the last one there? Autopilot. We're going to be reusing them, but this is just easier. Okay, so then we are using route A. I'm pretty sure all these inputs are now being used. Okay, so let's get this out of the way because I don't think we're going to need this. I just need to send these signals here out. That's all I need to do now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we just need an A, a B, a C, and a D. That's it. And this can be output A. This can be output B. And this can be output C. And this can be output D. Okay, and then where did those land? Right there. So that's A, B, C, and D. 1, 2, there we go. That's how we're going to switch it. 3 and 4 in the other. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to update that. Wow, and then we have to connect this. A goes to A. Alright, C goes to C. D goes to D. And B goes to B. And then now we need to connect all this. What do we have here? XA. YA. XB. YB. XC. YZ. XD. And YD. There we go. And then we can send this out to a switch over here. And that can be our, oh, I'm going to need 2 switches. That's going to be our autopilot switch. I don't actually think we're using this one anymore. So let's get this connected internally. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, just like that. So now I don't actually need to muck around. I'm just gonna, you know what? Let's reset this up here. There we go. Now these will just go on and on. This can go on. And this can go on. And this can go on. I'll connect this and then we'll connect the off values through. Really easy. So these are the final values. These will go through off and off and off, and then that way the signal will carry through all the way. There we go. There, finally. That is the final piece of the puzzle. So now if I send this, is going to be our X, and this is going to be our Y, and then this is going to be our X, and then this is going to be our Y, and then this is going to be our X, and this this can be our Y position. And then this is our X position. And this is our Y position. All right. Do I need the distance to come in? I do. That now everything is fully connected. Everything is fully connected and ready to go. It was just supposed to be a small project. That's all. I just wanted to make a simple map. So we'll go to 5, and then we can say 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's our where we want to go. Oh, I don't actually have a switch for that. So let's test this out. There should be a rudder here, steering, and that's going to go to there. And then let's get a toggle here, and that's going to activate this. All right, so let's spawn that in. So now it should be steering. Right, it's trying to go wherever the GPS is telling it needs to go. So then if we turn that on, okay, it hasn't moved. So let's pretend like we're putting in our first waypoint here. Oh, whoops, we want to do that. Let's do that, and then we can switch it. Yeah, there we go. You see that? It's showing us where we need to get to our first waypoint. 1744 and 26 whatever, which is this one here. That must be where I'm at. And then what's the switched value? It's 0? What's going on here? What is going on here? The switched value is 0. GPS X. GPS Y. The switched value is 0. Now, is that because there's no hit on the distance? Probably. So we're not getting an output through to there. Because it doesn't give us our first number until it turns on. So that means that I need this to come out like it should actually come off of this one here. When we enter our first waypoint, it outputs the GPS. Yes, I think that's right, because we read the numbers here, but the output I think has to come from a different, it all comes from when we plug in our waypoints. No. I think these ones can come through here. I think the first one has to start. Yeah. I think that's, I won't know until I drop this in the water and actually go into a test. But I'm just assuming if it's not giving me a value on here. And then we'll say this is going to be our route 2, 3, and 4. Maybe I have to do that. So there's our route. And then when I switch it, oh, it moves the map because the map is reading the GPS and that's moving the map. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe there's a different way I can be running that through. But anyways, I think at this point we pretty much get the idea. There's the second value is 24,377, yeah. 494, 24, 1744, 3254, and 1744, right. So that's the GPS, and then it's our switched value. And the first value, second value is 26,000, which is I don't know where that word's getting that value from. Oh, the GPS is 26, and it's 24,377, which should be this value here. 24,377, this one here. 3254. 3254. Okay, so the switched value is actually our second waypoint. Interesting. It's not our first. It's not this one here. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna have to figure that out. It just has to do with how it comes in. That's for me to, I guess, further expand on this. But that's gonna do it for part 4 of the the map. So let's just go over quickly what we've done in this one here before we get too lost. Essentially, what we needed to do is we needed to write the pixel XY, and then we need to send it out. Okay. We then needed to save the numbers, the pixel XY. Every time we touch on the screen, we save the number, and then we read that number, and we print it. We read the number, and then we print it down here to draw the line. And that's pretty much going to do it. For this one here, I'm going to expand on it maybe in the future. I'll do one where I add this to radar. That's going to take a little bit of figuring out. I'll add music, and it'll be a way better video series. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will definitely see you all in the next one.